The Airbus A380, once hailed as the pinnacle in terms of available aircraft size and also capabilities for passenger operations, did see production close in the early stages of the 2020s. It was designed to cater at the time to the ever-growing demand for long-haul air travel, the A380 often labelled by many as really engineering excellence by the European plane maker. This is a very similar label to what was applied to Boeing's aircraft if you think about it from the mid to late point of the 1900s. The A380 represented the largest passenger airliner in the world still to this day, with it being capable of carrying passengers numbers that are not seen on any other commercial aircraft. It wowed certain carriers that would use the capacity increase to their advantage when flying on hub-to-hub operations. But ultimately, it wouldn't be the hit that Airbus may have ideally wanted. The primary motivation behind introducing the aircraft was the ever-increasing demand for air travel, especially when focusing on long-haul routes. Airlines needed a solution, Airbus believed, to meet this demand, while also addressing concerns about congestion at major slot-restricted airports. It is a concern that specific customers such as Emirates still have to this day, hence their own desire for an A380neo type aircraft. And finally, you could look at the A380 as a means by Airbus to combat the success that Boeing had enjoyed in the market with their 747 for many decades at this point. In addition to the passenger version, which is what the A380 is known most for, Airbus actually had plans to develop a freighter variant of the aircraft to capitalize on the booming air cargo market. This isn't totally unusual, as you'll see many companies will look towards finding means to convert their aircraft towards freighter planes too wherever possible, whether this be in a pure-born freighter, offering conversions later in life, or something else. This could not only provide another avenue to the program, which may boost orders, but it'll also extend the life of the type. The A380 Freighter was expected to carry large, oversized cargo with a massive payload and extensive range. The A380F was designed to have a maximum payload of approximately 150,000 kilograms and a range of 10,400 kilometers or 5,700 nautical miles, roughly, meaning it would be able to cover a host of missions right around the world for companies that had selected to fly it. Airbus actually garnered interest from several airlines for the A380 Freighter, securing two notable orders before the program's cancellation. First, we have UPS, an absolute giant in the air cargo space, which ordered 10 A380Fs during the early to mid-2000s. If anything, a commitment from UPS of all the available customers really was a massive boost for the plane maker. It really solidified the seriousness of it in the freighter market. Second, we have FedEx, another prominent cargo carrier, followed suit with an order for 10 A380 freighters too. You immediately have two of the largest freight companies globally committing to the type with 10 units each. This was really a fantastic moment for the European plane maker. Despite the initial optimism surrounding an A380F, Airbus did face production delays and also challenges with their passenger variant, the A380-800. As a result of this, it did negatively impact the company, with delays, costs, and much more all being incurred during the production and delivery process. When factoring in as well the global economic downturn that we witnessed in the late 2000s, well, it really put immense pressure on Airbus. Many people believed that they had to get this A380 right, or who knows, where their future may lie. The company had to divert, therefore, its attention and resources towards addressing the many issues that they were finding with their A380-800. They wanted to make sure that there would be a smooth delivery of the first unit to their first customer, and then, looking ahead, it would be seamlessly delivered right around the world. With more orders for the passenger variant at the time, it really did make sense to prioritize this. As a result of these contributing factors that I touched on before, Airbus made the difficult decision to cancel the A380 Freighter program, and as a result, we've never seen it flying to this day or even produced. The cancellation of the A380F did actually have a wide range of consequences, you could say, for the European plane maker, and even the program itself. Some would argue that Airbus lost potential revenue from an A380F variant, and the cancellation was a blow to maybe the company's reputation, as it had to deal with UPS and FedEx, who were forced to cancel orders. Interestingly though, given what the A380 passenger program would entail across the duration of its production life, many people may have argued that the A380 Freighter would have been the push it may have needed. Take the 747-8. Many would say it's a commercial failure, but the 747-8F, while definitely didn't perform to the standard Boeing would have wanted, did outlast the passenger variant and actually ensured that production on the 747-8 concluded after the A380s. Would an A380F have provided more competition, or would it have been just as short-lived as companies move towards more efficient next-generation aircraft types? And when I say aircraft types, I am looking at your freighter variants. It is a very interesting question to put forward that I think a lot of speculation can go into down below in the comments. Boeing's 747-8F, while yes, very capable, couldn't match the sheer size and actually payload capacity that the A380 Freighter promised. This is what Airbus said, and without the A380F actually releasing, the 747-8F, while by no means, say, raking in hundreds of orders, still allowed Boeing to maintain a strong foothold in the air cargo market, limiting the competition that Airbus could really provide. While the A380-800 eventually found success with airlines such as Emirates, it couldn't achieve the initial production targets that were laid out by the plane maker. The program's financial struggles and delays in production meant that Airbus were preoccupied with dealing with these challenges, and the A380F became a much lower priority. There are question marks over the costs associated with the certification program, how many orders would come after the UPS and FedEx, and whether all of this would be worth it, but we know that they still had an intent for quite some time to produce it. I don't need to go too much into this part of the video, as I'm sure you know, but airlines were also at this time increasingly focusing on more fuel-efficient twin-engine planes, like your 777, 787, and A350. The shift in preference away from four-engine types like the A380 wasn't just seen in a passenger sense, as many more customers were looking towards the fantastic offering from Boeing as well, the 777 Freighter, a twin-engined, more efficient option. While yes, not having as much space, it was what a lot of customers needed. Ultimately, the A380F promised a lot, and would have been fantastic to see, no doubt. It was an exciting opportunity for Airbus to try and compete better with Boeing, which, remember at this point, had enjoyed not only a long-standing success in the long-haul passenger market with its 747 family, but also had a pretty big stronghold on the air freight market. Some would say to this day that they still do. However, thanks to many issues with the A380-800, among other key reasons at this point in the economy, they really just prioritized getting the A380-800 out to its customers. And that meant there was no place for the A380 Freighter in the world's largest passenger plane lineup. You can let me know down below in the comments whether or not you believe the A380F would have been an adequate aircraft for the plane maker down below in the comments. Thank you very much for tuning into this video. Do be sure to take care and be safe. Subscribe to GlobeTrotting if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.